Imagine checking your security camera and seeing a figure that shouldn't be there. A figure that bears an uncanny resemblance to a loved one who's been gone for nearly a decade. That's the exact chilling scenario that unfolded for a Reddit user in February of 2022. This image was captured on a security camera in the backyard of a secluded property in Arizona. The family who has lived in the land for years insists that this figure is the spitting image of Nancy, their mother and grandmother, who passed away in 2013. But the twist is that Nancy spent her final years in the guest house on this very property, and now, nearly a decade later, her shadow seems to linger. What makes this story even stranger is the location itself. The house sits in a gated corner lot surrounded by a desert on nearly all sides. The nearest neighbors are a stone's throw away, and the yard cameras captured no evidence of anyone entering or leaving the property. But let's pause for a second. Is this truly a case of a loved one returning from beyond the grave? Or could it be a wandering stranger who somehow bypassed the gates in the dead of night? Maybe it's a camera glitch, or even just the family's memory clouding their judgment. Tonight we're going to break down the evidence, piece by piece, and see if we can uncover the truth behind this chilling photograph. The family's reactions are striking. Some are convinced that it's Nancy herself. Others, like the Reddit poster, admit skepticism, but can't shake the feeling that this is more than a coincidence. Their stories reveal not just fear, but a deep emotional connection to the possibility of a spectral visitor. So what's really going on here? A haunting? A hoax? Or something else entirely? Let's dive in and explore every possibility from the rational to the paranormal and see if we can solve the mystery of Nancy's ghost. Okay, before we go on with the video, I do want to mention that while it seems like it just kind of feels like this video might just be like shitting on these people who are having an authentic like experience or whatever, the point of the video, the point of the channel, the point of more than just the video, but the whole channel isn't just to you know, like poo on people. It's to try to help you understand the things to look for when trying to disprove ghost footage and things for yourself. We're attempting to increase media literacy and you know, comprehension of the different methods that people use to edit footage and pictures. So I'm only pointing these things out just to help solidify like the aspects. Like, so I'm not trying to screw with anybody's happiness with seeing their deceased loved ones. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just educational. So let's get on with it. When analyzing a photo like this, the chain of custody is a critical starting point. In this case, the image passed through multiple hands: the brother to the mother-in-law, to the poster, to Reddit. That's a lengthy trail rife with opportunities for edits, misinterpretations, and even exaggerations to be introduced. One glaring indicator of possible tampering or enhancement is the inclusion of color photos of the deceased. I get it, it's a sensitive topic, but it piqued my curiosity, and here we are. These photos of the deceased seem to be added for emotional impact and comparison, which introduces some issues in their own, as was the repetitive, emotionally charged description provided by the Reddit poster. While at this stage we can't definitively say the photo itself is altered, the accompanying narrative was undoubtedly crafted to emphasize the ghost's interpretation, which may skew objectivity. For those unfamiliar with outdoor patios in the Southwest United States, a detail that stands out is the lighting setup, visible in the background. The lights on the table, near the swinging couch, and scattered throughout the yard, they're typically battery-powered or solar-powered lanterns. Open flames such as candles are avoided due to the dry, fire-prone conditions in the area. The fact that these lights are on suggests that one important point: the patio was in use around the time that the photo was taken, at 8:17 p.m. local time, allegedly. We'll talk more about that later. While the Reddit post repeatedly emphasizes how nobody was out there and the home was secluded, the presence of lit patio lights implies that people were actively using or expecting to use the space shortly before or after the photo was captured. The lit patio lights undermine the claim of the area being completely abandoned or unused. Could someone, a family member, maybe a visitor, could have been present at the time that the photo was taken? Given the photo's journey and the crafted emotional narrative, it's possible that the image was either mislabeled or misleadingly framed to evoke a supernatural explanation. While not necessarily malicious, details were clearly added that may cloud actual events. So my conclusion for this segment, for this section of the video, is that the chain of custody raises questions about the photo's authenticity, and the presence of active lighting in the patio suggests human activity nearby. Combined, these factors make the claim that this is a ghost of the deceased less likely and may hint towards an alternative, more mundane explanation. One curious detail about the figure in the photo is the object in its hand. On closer inspection, it bears a striking resemblance to a retractable dog leash, a common tool for dog owners that features a handle with a spool of extendable leash material. If we consider this as a detail, as a clue rather than an eerie coincidence, a plausible narrative begins to form. Imagine this scenario. A local resident unfamiliar with the property's layout is taking their dog out for an evening walk in the desert. A routine that's common in the Southwest, obviously. While out and about, the dog pulls towards the property, drawn by the scent of wildlife or lingering human presence. Unaware of the gated yard, or the fact that it's private property, the walker follows the pet inside through an inadvertently unlocked gate or a damaged section of the fencing. As they move through the yard, perhaps looking for a way back out, the security camera captures the walker mid-step, leash in hand, and their dog just remains out of sight. The reason why this makes sense is because of the timing. This event happened at 8:17, a reasonable time for someone to take their dog out for an evening walk, particularly in the colder desert air. The second is the object. The retractable dog leash not only explains the figure's posture, but also provides a mundane explanation for their presence in the yard. And the third reason why this makes sense is human error. The gated nature of the property doesn't make it impenetrable. Gates can be left ajar or damaged, and unfamiliar visitors may not realize that they're trespassing. Or they do and they don't care. So while the resemblance to the deceased family member is striking, this explanation demonstrates how everyday occurrences, like a simple evening dog walk or something, can sometimes be mistaken for paranormal activity. In this case, the object in the hand is less likely to be a ghostly artifact and more likely to be a retractable leash, grounding the family's situation firmly in reality. Let's take a closer look at some of the details surrounding the photo's composition and the accompanying metadata. Upon inspection, the date and time stamp in the image shows pixelation patterns that are distinct from the rest of the image. The noise around this text doesn't blend seamlessly with the surrounding image compression artifact. This could suggest that the timestamp was added in post-capture, and the image was recompressed afterwards, potentially masking signs of editing. While the rest of the image is in black and white, sections around the timestamp contain pixels with teal and red hues. These outlier pixels, which show hue and saturation values instead of being purely grayscale, hint that the image may have been manipulated using software with a full color palette. Authentic images from the same camera would need to be reviewed to determine whether it's standard behavior for the device or a sign of tampering. But while that's not conclusive, these points do raise enough doubt to treat the photo with healthy skepticism. There's one other thing that I noticed while I was looking at this photo, and that it appears as though there's also a small dog waiting at this door. So it could just be a photo of one of the other family members taking the dog out for a walk. I think I've spent enough time on this photo. I think that we all get the point. This is just a photo of somebody taking their little dog out for a walk, and their general stance made the user think that they were their long departed Nancy. It's not a ghost photo. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Normally I don't like to debunk things like this, but for some reason this photo just kind of grabbed my attention. I didn't have any intention of, harming anybody's feelings. So let's get on to the next one. In this video, a girl's mother caught what looked like a ghost of a boy running when she was recording her daughter performing with the Salmar High School cheerleaders in November of 2013. Or actually October 4th, because that's when the date of this particular game was actually taking place. But that's neither here nor there. Apparently nobody saw the figure at the time, which was only noticed by the mother a month later when she was reviewing the video. But due to the camera blur, this is a normal person. And we're gonna show you why. Fuck. I prepared a script to read whenever this effect comes into play, which it happens a lot. So, cameras can make fast-moving objects appear transparent due to frame rate and shutter speed limitations. Here's why. Number 1, frame rate. Cameras capture a set number of frames per second, FPS. If an object moves too quickly between frames, it won't appear fully in any single frame, creating gaps in the visual information and making it look less solid. Shutter speed. Shutter speed determines how long a camera sensor is exposed to light for each frame. If the shutter is open for too long relative to the object's speed, the object will blur across the frame. If it's too short, the object may only partially register, appearing faint or incomplete. So, this combination means that the camera essentially averages out the fast-moving object over the duration of each frame, leading to transparent or ghostly appearances. Now, that out of the way, here's where I explain who the runner actually is, because I'm pretty sure I figured that out too. As you can see in this photo, you can see the cheerleaders in the front, and you can see this other group in the back. They're like, I don't know, backup cheerleaders or something. I didn't go to an American school. I am Canadian. And this football wasn't really a part of my school. So, yeah. Anyways, the backup cheerleaders are wearing white with black shorts. And so's the runner. I assume this is some sort of band related thing, because the band instructor is out on the field. You can see him here with the black pants and the white shirt, and there's like a drum set that you can kind of see between the people. So if I was to guess, this is probably like a halftime kind of situation, and the runner is part of the band or some portion of the band choreography people. Regardless, the explanation that I've given you should be enough for you to understand that this is not paranormal in any way. It's just a shitty camera with a low FPS. This segment is really short because this didn't pique my interest and my video was too short, so I wanted to make it longer. Like, comment, and subscribe. On to the next clip. Okay, I saw this post. Figured I'd weigh in. This is the post. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to show you the picture, and then I'm going to read while the picture's up. I took this Saturday when I went to the park with my dog and my ex. We normally frequent that side that isn't pictured here, but it's more open and less congested, so I have an allergy to the sun, so I wanted to be on the popular side because it's shadier, and I was walking with my dog on a leash with one hand. A huge weird sun umbrella I have in the other, so I was all jumbled up taking pictures for my cousin in Michigan to show him that we're still 93 degrees in South Texas in October. I wasn't really focusing, I was just taking pictures with my iPhone and trying to get the scenery. On the way to the park, I saw what looked like to be like a large drone hovering over the park. When I turned onto the road from our sub that we take, I told my ex, if that's a drone, then there's an event in the park. I'm not going. My dog is a rescue and she gets nervous and I don't want to be around big crowd and blah 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 blah. It's a fucking butterfly. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs totaling like 600 words. It's a long read. It's a butterfly. They're looking at this thing on the path. Here it is zoomed in. It's just a butterfly. Here's a picture of one of the same kind of butterfly common in Texas. It's a butterfly. Wang. On to number 4. The Myrtle Mansion ghost photo. Here it is. Look at it. You see the photo? Alright. The dressing partition thing is got a mirror in it. It's got a reflect. It's got a piece of glass in it, and that piece of glass is reflecting it. Here, I drew a diagram. See what I mean? It's like that's the reflection. So the person, the person here is taking a picture at the divider. The divider is reflecting the other person that's standing over here. It's pretty damn simple, but for some reason, 10,000 people upvoted this as authentic paranormal evidence. You see why I'm doing this? Do you understand? Do you get why this video is important? Do you get why my channel is important? Because 10,000 people were like, holy crap, it's a ghost. I just need 5 clips and then I can stop recording. Alright, here's the story. I didn't notice it until about a month later when I was going through my camera and taking pictures from something else. It was real. Oh my god moment. I was shocked by it. Incredibly shocked. I ran to the other room and said to my friends who were staying with me, "You have to see this." Everyone was awestruck. I think it's very important to the world to see the picture. I know it's genuine and I know it's real, and we were the only 2 people in the car. Here's the picture. I mean, I probably already put the picture on the screen, and it's like, whoa, there's a ghost behind that person, but you can see the shoulder of the person in the first picture right here, and you can see that the girl just has her arm in a sleeve and she's given the peace sign. You know what I mean? This isn't a picture of paranormal evidence. This is a picture of you and some kid in the back seat, and you're a fucking liar. Okay, I'm sorry, that was rude. I've been at this for 6 hours. I just wanted to make a really good video, and I only found one genuinely interesting thing, like clip or whatever, picture, the very first thing that you saw that I recorded and edited literally 4.5 hours ago, and nothing else is interesting. It's all so obvious. So I figured I'd just nail this one to the tree and then move on. I'm having a lot more fun with UFO videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Okay? Love you, bye.